It's Wednesday night. It's also not that far away from Christmas. Tell them what we do on Wednesday night, Canada Dry.
We play bingo over by the alley behind the Kmart. And I don't know.
You still have Kmart's around here, Mike?
It's time for After Dark.
Hit it. It's all about the boom. That's right. It's Wednesday night, which means Dynamite After Dark. Welcome to this week's edition of Dynamite After Dark. I am your concierge of chaos. I'm the JFB, James from Boston.
And I am the patron saint of all of professional wrestling. I am that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Kenny F and Dry, baby. And I just want to know, does America still have Kmart?
There's one Kmart that's officially open. There was a documentary about it, including as well as there is one Blockbuster that's still left. But
Kmart has been dead in Canada for decades.
Yeah.
They've all gone out of business around my way.
Yeah. There used to be one in every town here in Kentucky, now gone.
Yeah.
I need a blue light special stat.
I actually at one time worked at Kmart. And
really?
I actually lit the blue light and would make the announcements. They let a 15-year-old JFB.
When we were teenagers, when me and my best friend Craig were teenagers, we used to go into the Kmart to get, those plastic blades for your hockey stick?
Yeah.
Mm.
And we were embarrassed to go in there because we think people from our school would see us. Like we walked really fast to get our plastic blades.
See, I would buy music CDs there because the ones from Walmart were edited, the parental advisory ones, but they were unedited at Kmart. So, I'd go to Kmart and buy CDs.
I hated Kmart. It was always so dirty and dusty and dingy.
Stingy as hell.
In America, did they have a cafeteria in theirs?
Yep.
It changed. Like some would be like the ones around mine were either like popcorn and like it was like a concession stand, or I remember like there used to be like a little mini Pizza Hut or something like that in there. Like
popcorn. It used to be like a carnival.
You get those hot dogs from a pig that died like a decade ago, like spinning around in the little machine.
I
could get in trouble from this from my brothers, but they were young kids, and this guy said, "Hey, do you guys want to jerk me off behind the Kmart?" They didn't know what that was, so they thought they were going to go behind the Kmart and tell them where to go.
Oh, geez.
Nobody started zipping his pants. They just booked it.
Oh my God!
That's a hell of an after dark story there.
That is an after dark. That's what we do here. We tell after dark stories. They weren't. They didn't do anything bad. Nothing happened to them. They booked it and were safe. So
did they pull a Marty Jannetty on the guy?
No, they just ran for their. They thought we're gonna get paid to tell this guy to jerk off.
Oh Jesus!
Don't jerk off, buddy.
My murder van. Watch me dance in Speedos. Anyways, we are joined.
What? Murder van Speedos? What?
Boom! See, you didn't even do this time.
See, you get the second thing is it doesn't work when you want it to, right?
There we go.
There you go. Perfect.
You have to do a mwah. See?
We are what we need. Chorus by this man down here in the corner. He's an expert of about almost 99% of everything in this world. It's Mr. Isaacs. Mr. Isaac, how you doing tonight?
What a hell of an introduction there, JFB. And I am an expert. I am the American half of the Magic of Wrestling podcast, the main host of the Garage Collision After Dark. You can see me here on a lot of Wednesdays as well. I'm the effing expert, Mr. Isaacs.
Ooh, yeah. And then right below me, marching on his championship run at Wreckage.
It ain't going good.
It's not going good. All I know is this. He is the general manager of Mayhem. He is none other than, well, we call him GM Joe, and I think that's a fitting name for him. GM Joe, how you doing tonight, my brother?
I am sick. I have like a head cold or something, but I'm here. I'm fighting through.
Hell
We're
yeah.
gonna provide some analysis.
We were talking about the implications of John Moxley and Swerve and Jay White, and I originally thought it was going to be a win for Moxley because it made the most sense to. But when they explained the rules at the beginning, I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Oh, I have thoughts.
yeah."
Joseph Graham has thoughts, and let me tell you, those thoughts are going to be unedited.
JFB, get the button ready. No.
I'm ready. I'm ready to send.
Now, Joseph Graham, I have a question for you.
Oh,
Yes.
boy.
Do you hear voices in your head?
No,
Not
just
like Randy
one.
Orton.
Just one. Not voices, just one.
So you're not going to give an RKO out of nowhere.
No.
Not this time.
This is all of my criticisms will come from a place of love.
So they'll be from Sunday school, Joe, not GM.
This
Joe.
will hurt me more than it'll hurt you, kid.
Yes.
Boy, go get my belt. Let's start off with a bang. We always start with a match, and of course, we open with Swerve Strickland. He is taking on Roosh in the Continental Classic. Here's a few of my notes. Swerve is going to be a world champ. I don't know when it's going to be, but that man is going to be a world champ. That guy has a swagger and a strut like nobody's business. Both come out with their crew. It's hard to tell if this is going to be a brawl or if this is going to be a technical extravaganza. I love how methodical they both are. That punch by Roosh that knocked Swerve out of the ring. What a punch. I mean, that guy came out like out of nowhere and just like flew at him with his fist and hit and connected. Yeah, and then of course he's selling the injury with his thigh, with his hamstring. Swerve is really grinding. I love that he is using the stretch muffler. It is a great submission move. It's a great way to work that leg that is hurt already. Rush is looking like $1 million. I gotta say, this is the best that Rush has looked in quite some time. Let's go with Canada Dry first. Canada Dry, your thoughts on the first match, my friend?
I absolutely love every single match that Swerve is part of.
Yeah.
He's just got such a good flow to his wrestling style. He's the complete package. But Roosh and him, they make a good wrestling team. Just the chemistry that they have is so good. And I love Roosh wasn't hurt at all by this loss.
Yeah.
Because he got some good wins in the tournament, like a mid guy in this tournament.
Yeah.
And they played up the injury is why he lost. So I like those kind of things. You kind of protect Roosh a bit.
Yeah. Let's talk to the expert because he can give us some expert advice.
Yeah, I'm with Canada Dry there in the sense of that I love the psychology of the leg sale. I thought that was great. This was a hell of a match. God bless. I mean, I love this tournament for one thing, and I love Swerve specifically for another thing. Like, his matches are just incredible. Yeah. He's hitting his prime. He's in it right now. He's in his prime in the ring. He's awesome. Roosh looked amazing. This was the best match Roosh has had in AEW so far. And, yeah, I love this match. Thought it was great.
All right. GM Joe, what did you think of the match, my friend?
Oh, I love this match. Like we said, to me, Swerve is hitting that stride. Like, he can do no wrong at the moment. Like, everything he touches is gold. I mean, that crowd reaction that he got, like when he hopped up to that top rope and just stood there, like he could have just been going like this, just soaking it all in. Like, he's just such a natural, and like we've had this conversation before, but he's going to be a face sooner or later. This crowd isn't going to let him. They're not going to boo this man. He's too good.
Now, would the whole Mogul Embassy turn face too, or would he leave the Mogul Embassy?
I think he leaves the Mogul Embassy.
Leave.
Yeah, I think he eventually leaves. He doesn't need Prince Nana. He can talk. He like.
I know. I like that. I like that.
I love it too.
Though.
I understand, yes, but Swerve doesn't need Prince Nana.
But I think Prince Nana needs Swerve.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, but that could be sort of Nana's job is like he helps mold and project people up the card. Because could you imagine if they leave Swerve and then Brian Cage becomes the new leader of the embassy?
Yeah.
That would be good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to do say this, that during the match they talked about how the tiebreakers work in case you have people tied for most points, and Moxley of course was in the lead with 12 points. Swerve had 9. Jay White's got 9. And they talked about that, if for some reason Jay White beats Moxley, we have a 3-way tie, and that's what we're going to get for the finals next week.
And they did that so well because the original tiebreaker is them beating each other, and they all have these weird sort of circle of beating each other. So
yeah, so it plays a part into what happens later on in the show. Let's go to Jericho on the stick. Jericho talks about Omega and his diverticulitis. For those who don't know, it's these little sacs it forms in the colon and the lower part of the colon. It's very painful, hurts a hell of a lot. Food usually aggravates it. But he's out indefinitely, ladies and gentlemen. And that's a huge thing because the tag match we were expecting between the Golden Jets and Ricky Starks and Big Bill is up in the air. I mean, I don't think we know what's going to happen, at least until Saturday. Maybe next.
We came up with a plan on Collision After Dark.
Yeah,
we reunite the Thrill Seekers, Lance Storm.
Oh.
Either that or All Ego Ethan Page would also be good.
That would be good. Lance T. Storm. The T stands for Thunder.
Yes. I think that'd be so cool. Like it would just kind of round out there, bring them full circle.
I'd love it.
I mean,
real quick, before we go on, I have to sort of retract what I said last week about this segment. I did not know at the time that Kenny Omega was in massive pain, which explains why he was off of his game.
Yeah.
Because I was really hard on him last week.
You were really hard.
You
should feel bad about yourself. No.
I did, and that's why I'm publicly saying this.
I'm
sorry.
Shame on you, my friend. So we wish Kenny Omega a speedy recovery. Let's go to our second match. We got Mark Briscoe versus Jay Lethal in the Continental Classic. Here's some of my notes. Great rivalry between these two. I mean, we're talking about decades of these two beating the living hell out of each other and tagging with each other and helping each other. But most of the time, they were just beating the living hell out of each other.
Especially over that ROH TV title.
Yeah. We get we get Chop Fest 2023. Of course, they spent 20 minutes chopping the living hell out of each other. I love the Nestea plunge. Great picture-in-picture action. Redneck Kung Fu no longer allowed. It's now only known as Red Fu. Thank you, Chaz, for bringing that up to our attention. No longer Redneck Kung Fu. Just
I will never stop calling it that.
Red Fu.
Briscoe gets the win with the J Driller. Let's go with the F and Expert. Your thoughts on this match?
Another banger. I loved it. I mean, this was a Ring of Honor 2012, 2013 style match. When we used to see Jay Briscoe and Jay Lethal wrestle these kind of matches a lot frequently. I mean, this was just a great match, great back and forth. The crowd was hot for it. Yeah. Good old school traditional style wrestling. I don't have any complaints about it at all. I'm glad that Mark Briscoe finally got a win.
Yeah.
Which I figured they were going to do. Because you got to let the guy get at least one win. He's so damn lovable. Everybody loves the guy. And, you know, I saw the match that they had the first time on Dynamite in person, you know, back at the Jay Briscoe Memorial show.
Yeah.
And I just had a feeling this was Mark's night to go over, and I was glad to see it. I thought it was a good feel-good moment for the crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. GM Joe.
Yeah, once again, another great match. I'm just more interested in what happens with Jay Lethal now.
Yeah.
We're out of this tournament. Because like they've done a lot of they've done a lot of backstage segments like on Facebook and everything where he's very much contemplating, like, to me it seems like, do I need to still be around with these guys? Do I need to go on my own type thing? I hope that's where they're going with it.
Well, no, but the dumb thing about that is why would he blame them? Because they're not even around anymore. Right. So it's like, you guys caused me to lose because I'm not good enough. You could
just say, like, just the fact that he's gotten so used to them being on the outside to help him win.
Yeah.
That when they're not there, he realizes he needs to step away and become the wrestler he used to be.
Yeah, I agree with that. Canada Dry, your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, it was a really good match from just start to finish. This Mark Briscoe, he's so lovable. He takes the hat from the crowd, puts it on himself. It's just like this goofiness about him. You just can't help but like want to give him a hug. And he's not going to win any championships in AEW.
Yeah.
It stated, Tony Schiavone stated, he's not too worried about his standing in this tournament because this is his rookie year.
Yeah.
As a singles wrestler. So
yeah,
I like that it kind of helps him in his standings in the AEW.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to MJF, who got inducted into the National Jewish Sports Hall of Fame. Congratulations. He is a very big advocate for anti-Semitism. As me being, I'm half Jewish. It's prevalent. It's there. And especially now with everything that's going on in the Middle East, it's not gotten better for the Jewish people at all. So we go to Wardlow. I'm not even going to. It was just boring. It's the same repetitive crap that they keep.
It's the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. I don't even know why Wardlow's even in the picture for a championship. But we get the Samoa Joe and the MJF promo.
I will tell you why, JFB. Because they want to keep. Maybe it's Wardlow who's the devil. That's the only reason. To make it work.
Here's the thing. If Wardlow turns out to be the devil, I may very well not watch AEW for a while. Not joking.
Well, how are you supposed to do these shows?
I'll do it. I'll do it.
I didn't watch, but I'll tell you what I think.
Well, I have a bald blow-up doll sitting in place, and it just says JFB written on it. Just have it on the screen.
Well, isn't that what we did last week?
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, man. All right. Samoa Joe, MJF promo segment. Here's some of my notes. Joe with a new haircut. Got the little buzz cut. Got a little close and a little shaver. Joe on the stick. He is the king of television. I don't care what anybody says. This man is the king of television. I have desperately tried to get him to anytime he's in the Nashville area, meet me for a drink because I just want to have a beer with Joe. I think that's the new hashtag we're going to start. Beer with Joe.
Beer with Joe. All right.
Yeah. Now asking the right people. He's asking the right questions. Now he's going to start asking the right people the right questions. Joe has doubts. Here comes MJF. He's not only our champion, he's our scumbag as well, and for good reason. Joey Samoa, classic MJF with the nicknames, making Joe recollect his promise. No show Joe is what he called them because he got his ass handed to him. But it seems like every time MJF points out someone who happens to might be the devil, that guy gets attacked and beaten unmercifully. Adam Page, of course, last week was beaten up. MJF sowing seeds that Joe is the devil. Here comes the Goon Squad, the guys in the mask. Well, there's just more than just a couple.
There's like 20 of them.
Yeah, it was a literally like a wave of guys in masks. I like to say that this is You can't say it's the Nightmare Factory because QT Marshall.
Would it be the Dark Order is the devil?
Oh, God, no.
It's aces and eights, guys.
It's aces and eights.
You
That's
remember
why-
when aces and eights attacked Hogan and Bubba Ray, and like 100 of them that came out in a mask,
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden we never saw that 100 again.
Yep. Exactly.
It's the Nexus. Wade Barrett.
I got bad news for you. Then the devil comes onto the TV after the lights go out, challenging for the Ring of Honor belts, and we have a match for next week. Whether that match is actually going to happen is regardless, it's officially a match. So, GM Joe, you go first, my friend. Your thoughts on the MJF segment?
It was fine. Like, I guess I kind of expected more from these two, but yeah, I really don't have any thoughts on this segment. It was fine. It was what it was.
Okay, Canada Dry, your thoughts?
Yeah, it was an enjoyable segment. Watching, I think this really puts the spotlight on Joe for the possibility of being the devil.
Yeah.
More than MJF.
Yep.
Because he's like saying, I'm going to protect you. And now he's pointing the finger at MJF. Like, what's going on here? Like, I think it really raises the question, could Samoa Joe be the devil?
Yeah.
And I think that the original plan was for them to wrestle a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I don't think MJF was ready to go. I think
No.
his injury was still hurting. So I think they had to kind of push
Well,
it.
he did come out with the cane tonight, so.
Yeah, I think they were testing it. And they're like, I don't think this is going to work. He's like, I don't think he can wrestle.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
They pushed it.
The shot is called a pain blocker. I've gotten it
Sort of.
before. I've gotten it before when I've had surgery on my shoulder where they basically numb the nerve so you can't feel anything.
So is that like a cortisone?
A little bit more powerful than a cortisone. Like you can't feel anything. I could get shot in the shoulder and I would not have known.
It probably Toradol or something like that.
Yeah. Let's go to the F and Expert. Your thoughts on the segment, my friend?
I thought it was good for what it was. It's kind of what I expected. I figured that the Black Ding Dongs were going to come out and try to attack them and challenge them again for next week or something to that effect. I just thought it was goofy. There was like, how many of them were there? Like 7 or 8? It's just, yeah, like
up to like 12 of them.
That's getting a little stupid. I'm sorry. Like I hated that when Aces and Eights did it back in TNA, and I hate that now because we're not going to see that many people revealed.
Well, the devil has legions of demons on his team. So
yeah.
It's Hogan, Nash, and X-Pac. That's all I'm saying. That's who the devil is.
So, Jeremy, you call these guys the Black Ding Dongs, right?
Yes.
So I was at this little corner store.
Oh God, where is this going?
Meet me behind the corner store.
Hi-oh.
Now, I was doing some work for my outreach job, and this corner store had candies from all over the world. And so I took a picture because I thought of you. There was a candy called the Ding Dongs. I have to show you a picture of it later.
Whoa.
Yes.
Oh, lasers!
Apparently, all it takes is Canada Dry talking about ding dongs to get the lasers in the background.
It's like, hell, it's time to party now. We're talking about
We
Black
got some
Ding
ding
Dongs
dong
over
action going on here.
Oh, ding dongs.
Oh, that's a shirt. Hot ding dong action.
Hot Ding Dong action. There you
There we
go.
go. I'd buy it. I'd buy that for $1.
With the middle fingers.
We get Renee. She's in the back with the best friends. Rocky Mirror talks about losing his belt in CMLL. And then Orange Cassidy's like, yeah, okay, dude, I'll give you a shot on Saturday. So we have a match.
I absolutely love this segment.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Yeah. In no way, shape, or form did Rocky Romero actually challenge him.
It's just because he said he wanted some international gold.
Yeah. And so I'm digging the bet. I mean, Chuck's out obviously with an injury. It's nice to see Roppongi 3K together again. I think
just
it's
Roppongi
hilarious.
Vice. Roppongi 3K was the other team.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Roppongi Vice. Yeah, you know what? It is what it is. We got a match for next week. Let's get to our third match. Saraya versus Rio. Of course, you can't have a women's match without introducing the timeless Toni Storm, which, to be completely honest, I am so sick and tired of this gimmick. It is worn to my last freaking nerve. Get this over with and get her out of this stupid shit.
You know, she made a good point. Tony Schiavone said, "You look black and white doesn't do you justice." And she goes, "Well, we need the Technicolor." So I'd love that they just would bring some Technicolor to her, just make this outrageous colors.
Yeah. Ugh. Anyways, here's my
But
notes.
she said something funny. She goes, "I'm so happy to be with you. You're a good landlord. You're Taz, the human duplex machine." I laughed so hard.
Ruby's in the back watching. Obviously, the Outcast is done and over with. And for some reason, they decide, hey, you know what we should do for Ruby Soho? Ruby Soho. We're going to team her with Cool Hand Angelo. God. I'm sorry. I could go on a rant about how much Tony Khan just drops his drawers and shits on the women's division, but I'm not going to. Riho is looking awesome. And so is Saraya. They both look really good. Decent technical match. Very predictable ending. I mean, let's be honest. There's no reason to bring Riho back unless you're going to put Riho in a championship match. Tony Storm pulls out opera glasses. We get the challenger kicking the ass of the champ. And then, of course, Mariah May, which is like saying, I have a Ferrari and it's in my garage, but I'm not going to drive it because I'm a stupid bastard. She comes in for the assist. Oh, my God. Canada Dry makes sense out of all this crap.
It was an entertaining match. I think that JFP's got to stick up his bum. And there's some slivers there. You got to get those tweezers and pull them out. It's reading his mind. It's going thumbs down, Canada Dry. That's hilarious. You got your mind like tuned up to this thing? That's hilarious. Yeah, but I found this a whole bit was entertaining. I love Riho. Whenever you get to see Riho, I'm really a big fan of Riho. I think she's gorgeous. I think she's talented and entertaining. Yeah. But yeah, I found this whole wrestling match fun and entertaining. Wasn't very long, but it did what it needed to do. Set up the match at World's End.
Yeah, it did. That's for sure.
I'll get you some tweezers for Christmas.
I want to rain on your parade.
Oh, you did it. What else can you do, Jeffy?
I can do this. I go, oh, wrong one.
Oh.
Why is it?
it's not a perfect technology. There you go.
There you go. Petty. Woo. All right, F an expert. Lay it on us.
I thought the match was all right. I was kind of more honed in on Tony Storm's commentary.
Yeah.
I think she's hilarious. Like I'm really enjoying this gimmick. I didn't like it much at first. I thought it was kind of corny and stupid, but like I don't know, it's clicking for me. I like it. I like Luther being her sidekick and carrying her down to the ring after the match was over.
What about the black and white? Is the black and white getting annoying?
No, I like the black and white. I think it's cool. It adds to the vintage aesthetic that she's got going on, the human duplex machine and all this. It was funny. The match itself was it was okay. I mean, it was nice to see Saraya back in the ring.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while. Of course, I've strongly suspected that Rio was going to be the one going over here. Because, I mean, it's obvious they're going with that. But what about Toni Storm getting in the ring and Rio attacking her unprovoked?
Yeah.
It's like that's like a heel move.
Yeah.
like I even kind of heard like a little murmur of boos in the crowd because like that was like a heel thing to do, to punch a chick in the face. It didn't provoke you.
Yep.
But I thought that was kind of odd. But
Well, she was looking down on her with the glasses to be like she's so small.
right. Yeah, I guess you could kind of look at it like that, like she's insulting her size. But yeah, it was entertaining. It didn't blow me away, but it was all right.
Yeah. Oh boy. Anyways, GM Joe, your turn.
I thought the match was fine, but what I want is like now that they've mentioned like the Technicolor, I hope we just go through the different phases of like television. So we go from like black and white to like Technicolor to like the dark sidebars to standard definition. Finally, we get the high definition.
Yeah,
We get the Wizard of Oz.
I want the Technicolor Wizard of Oz bright colors.
Yeah, like just
Like,
go through the history
mid-match.
of television with her. I think that would be fun.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think they should do it like Turner when Turner started colorizing black and white movies. I think that's the way they should do it.
Sometimes some stuff are black and white still, and some are color.
Yeah. I think we got an interesting question. Do we think AJ Lee is going to appear in the 2024 Royal Rumble? Canada, your thoughts?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't think so. It would be great to see AJ Lee back, but to be honest with you,
you have a better chance of Mercedes Moné.
I think she's going to be in the Rumble.
I think Sasha Banks is coming back, and I think she's going to be in the Rumble.
Yeah, she's
she's
always greener on the other side. No, it isn't, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Well, she's like, I mean, to be fair, she got to go out and do other stuff outside WWE.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I'm getting a statement. Tony Schiavone came on the stage with a statement. And that statement was this. It was from Christian Cage. Why we don't have Christian Cage giving the statement over Tony Schiavone, I get it. The comedic effect of having Tony Schiavone reading as Christian Cage, including all the subtext like "Don't screw this up" or "I'm going to slap the yellow off your teeth." It would have been more effective if he just showed up on the air and said what exactly is said on the piece of paper, just on the Jumbotron. He doesn't have to be there, just on the Jumbotron.
Like, it would have been great for like on the Jumbotron with him, like him sitting like in Hawaii with like a Mai Tai in his hand or something like that. That would have been funny.
On vacation with Nick Wayne. Like
I think the reading was fine, but you put Christian Cage on the Jumbotron while he reads it. He's like, okay.
Yeah. What would have been funny is if he was, the whole Christian Cage family, Nick Wayne's mom, Nick Wayne, and they're all sitting on couches and chairs, and he's like talking around a fireplace. Like that would have been hilarious because that would have made sense with the turtleneck. Although being in Maui with a Mai Tai and the fake turtleneck would have been hilarious as well.
Oh yeah, he still got the shorts on, but he's still got the turtleneck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, MJF is backstage. He finds a mask at Swerve's locker room. Swerve adding his name to the list. Apparently, that's what it looks like. Things MJF is ducking him. They talk about their history, the long car rides. Calls MJF a whiny little bitch. And then MJF counters back with your secondhand Flavor Flav grills, which I thought was hilarious.
If you look, you saw Swerve going this.
Yeah.
They feel real.
The door opens. Here comes the Moguls, and then Samoa Joe comes over and says, "Gentlemen, what do you think you're going to do? You're going to no, it's not going to happen. They're setting something up. I'm telling you, I'm telling you right now, mark my words. MJF loses the belt, it's going to be the Swerve. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Quick question, because at the end of this, Prince Nana said, "Oh, hey, boss, I forgot to fill you in on Saturday." What happened on Saturday that I don't remember?
It was the Keith Lee incident.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
Because we got Christian Cage facing Keith Lee. Oh, not Christian. Brian Cage. But
too many cages and pages.
Cages and cages.
He ended the feud of the century with Shane Taylor.
Yeah.
And now it's time to move on.
to
get back
and then
to
it's
the
time
original feud.
to finish the second one of the century.
Yeah. All I gotta say is this: boom, 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 boom. That's all it is. It's all about fireworks.
Nah.
All right, Canada Dry. What did you think of the MJF Swerve Strickland segment?
I'm just sitting here like this,
Yeah,
just taking it, soaking it in.
yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Because those two are masters of the speaking in front of a microphone. Like, and I love the compliments from MJF. Because I think they were kind of mocking, but they weren't at the same time. He was literally giving him these compliments.
Yeah.
They weren't backhanded or anything. These were legit compliments because he's like, you're, and I just loved every bit of this.
Yeah, absolutely. F an expert. Your thoughts, my friend?
It's a very good segment. I liked it a lot. I like to see MJF and Swerve go nose to nose with each other and make mention of the fact that they have history together. They were in MLW together.
Yeah.
And work together there. So I like that. And I like the fact that this kind of elevates Swerve up to at least a semi-main event level.
Yeah.
And it implicates that he could be involved in this like they have implicated virtually everybody else MJF has come in contact with for the past couple of months. And I don't know who's booking, who's writing this devil storyline, but they're doing a damn good job of it because they're interweaving a lot of different players into this and keeping everybody on their toes guessing. So I loved it. I thought this was great.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Isaacs, I want to ask you something. Obviously, they're teasing something here with Swerve that maybe it's just a little taste of things to come. But do you think that Swerve's rise since Hangman has been like a rocket on his back?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, because he wasn't winning all the time before this.
No, I mean, ever since the Hangman victory, like he has been just awesome. He's been dominant. He looks good every time he's out there.
Yep.
Even when he lost, he still looked amazing.
Yep.
Yeah. I think he's definitely getting a push.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely. GM Joe, what did you think of the segment?
I love this segment. Like, my only problem is Tony Khan, if you haven't signed MJF to an extension and you're getting my hope up with all these matches that you're doing, shame on you, because you shouldn't be doing this unless you're going to be able to pay off on all of them. Yeah. That's my only thing. Don't sit here and invest time into stories that you're not going to be able to pay off for us because you don't have MJF locked down.
Yeah.
Which makes me think that MJF already signed, personally. But
yeah, I mean, I personally think this is like Punk WWE 2011. I mean, I think that's what this is, basically. I think it's, probably a shoot that he hasn't signed yet, but both parties are pretty comfortable that they're going to come to an agreement. That's why they're booking it like this. That was the case with Punk in 2011 with Money in the Bank. He hadn't signed the contract, so they made it seem like he's going to walk away as WWE champion, which he legitimately hadn't signed a contract, but they'd already kind of quietly agreed to it.
Didn't he sign it like only a couple hours before the event or something like that?
It was really close to it, yeah. But, they basically knew this was going to happen. They just kind of like kicked the can down the road a little bit for the sake of dramatic tone. Yeah. And I kind of think that's what they're doing here. I think MJF is definitely going to re-sign.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes to midnight. I mean, that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a last minute signature that's going to happen.
Tony's going to pay him whatever he wants.
Oh yeah,
let's be honest here.
He is right now. He is AEW. I mean, they're anybody who wears that championship belt and represents your company is the man or the woman of that division and of that promotion.
Yeah,
plain and simple. I mean, you look at the 80s, Hulk Hogan was the face of WWE. He carried that program on his back. Ric Flair was the face of the NWA. Rick Martel.
While we're talking about this with MJF, he said something interesting today. He said that why are people hating on AEW? And he said that the same reason that people are hating on AEW is the same reason people hate Judaism.
Yeah.
It's because they don't understand it. And when you don't understand something, it scares you and you act hatefully.
Yep, absolutely.
And that was a really good portrayal because a lot of times, like a lot of the loyal WWE fans, they're used to the way WWE does the matches.
Yeah.
And it's quite a different format in AEW. So for me, it was a breath of fresh air. And I'm like, this is a different style, and I love it.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that? Because if you go back and look at like the heyday of NXT Black and Gold, it is AEW Dynamite.
Oh,
like it's the exact same product.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't understand. Like the only thing is, I don't even think it's matches. I just think it's for 20 some years it was just WWE, and they don't like change.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, just to piggyback off of that, if I may, I think that era of NXT, that like 2014 to like 2017, 2018 run, is the best professional wrestling of the past 2 decades, and I still stand by that.
Yeah. I agree with you. I mean, I remember in our AFW chat sitting there saying like, "Oh man, NXT, they just won up Survivor Series, they just won up the Royal Rumble." I mean,
always
nonstop.
It was always better than the main WWE pay-per-view, the takeover that preceded it.
So, like, I think a lot of the AEW fans right now the former AEW fans, the ones who were when WWE was really sucking, are all turning their tails and going back to WWE now.
Well, here's the thing. WWE is never going to change, period. I don't care who's in control of creative. Right now, it's Triple H, supposedly, but let's be honest. Do you think Triple H actually would have a Miracle on 34th Street fight with R-Truth and an up and rising Devlin? No. But this is the shit and shenanigans that you're going to get from a Vince McMahon-led company, and people who are WWE fans are content with knowing that someone's going to get nailed with a Christmas tree. You don't see that shit in AEW. You don't see it in MLW. You don't see it in TNA. You don't see any of those shenanigans. You see it in NWA. What you're getting is that they don't see fans leaving. I mean, they got more fans on social media than all the 4 major sports combined.
Yeah, but I think like a lot of the talking shit about AEW has had fans going back to supporting WWE when they weren't before.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I watch WWE because every once in a while you get a good match. You get a good storyline.
Well, no, we are all effing wrestling, which means we watch all the effing wrestling.
Yeah.
But like, we try not to hate on certain products.
Yeah.
I don't wish for any company to shut down. That's
no.
I always say I'm not an AEW fan or WWE fan or whatever. I'm a pro wrestling fan. Period. I mean, if it's a good show, if it's a good match, if it's booked well, I like it and I'm going to support it no matter what company it is.
I mean, hey, I love the fact that right now Gunther or Walter or whatever you want to call him is the longest reigning ever Intercontinental Champion and has brought that championship back to where it needs to be.
And he is amazing.
Hey, slight promo here. NWA had Natalia Markova and Brian Idol versus Camille and Tom Latimer.
Yeah.
In a street fight. This was as good as what AEW does. This is as good as what WWE did. Yeah. It was a hell of a match. So with that being said, why don't you run the FTW bit?
Hey, you know what? I think I'm
perfect segue.
Let's segue, you SOB. Let's talk about FTW. In fact, let's show you FTW.
Determination, perseverance. These are the qualities that make a champion. Do you have what it takes to be the next wrestling superstar? Are you ready to turn your dreams into a reality? At Fight the World Wrestling's World Wrestling Academy, we can help you become the champion you were meant to be. Our world travel trainers, Brian Idle and Natalia Markova, are well-known industry professionals with years of experience in the world of wrestling. From the basics to advanced techniques, they are dedicated to help give you the tools that you need to succeed in the ring. Our training program is tailored to challenge you, push you to your limits, and help you discover your full potential. Come join our diverse group of talent. Join us at Fight the World Wrestling's World Wrestling Academy and make your dream a reality. Visit our website or contact us to learn more and start your journey to the top today.
Listen, what it comes down to is this. You want to be a professional wrestler, you want to learn how to cut promos, how to produce, how to run the ropes, all that shenanigans. Go to ftwprowrestling.com. There's a Tony Markova. I mean, you know.
Look at his picture like that.
You get to get taught by that.
You get to give a cutter to this woman right here.
Absolutely.
That's what the guy who's what was his name? Mackie? Yeah, Mackie said he was so like you got to give Natalia Markova a cutter, and he was like, I can't believe this.
I know. Exactly. All right, let's get to our fourth match of the night. Roderick Strong versus Commander. Here are some of my notes. This should be a real technical marvel. They're working a decent match. I mean, you know, I love the fact that we get a Roderick Strong, who is a grizzled veteran, giving the young kids shots at looking good and applying their trade. And, now, Commander in Mexico is way different than Commander in AEW. It's a night and day situation with him. And then after the match, of course, Roderick Strong wins. They start distributing the MJF as the devil propaganda. And then, of course, Renee comes out and Roderick says, hey, Joe, you need to listen to me. So let's go to Canada Dry first. Canada Dry, your thoughts?
It was a good match. It was entertaining. I think Roderick Strong needs to lose this neck brace. It's got to go. That neck brace has got to go.
Yep.
I want to see a more serious, vicious.
Yeah.
Adam Strong. Or sorry. Roderick. Yeah, I'm amalgamating my wrestlers. I love the sign postage. MJF the Devil. It's like it's keeping this devil story so forefront. I love everything. Like they're just the little blah blah blahs in the background, but they're still part of the story. Like, could they be the devil? You're just like, it's just churning with them. Who's ever Mr. Isaac said it perfectly. Like, who's ever doing this is doing a wonderful job.
Yeah, absolutely. Evan Expert, your thoughts?
I absolutely love this match. This vastly exceeded my expectations.
Yeah.
I thought Commander looked amazing.
Yep.
This is the best match I've seen him wrestle in AEW.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that Roderick Strong is kind of getting back that intensity again. Like I said, I think I said this on the last episode that I reviewed that he wrestled on. I'm glad he's not working the chicken shit heel in the ring because that's not him.
Nope.
He's a badass, strong style shooter. And I'm glad that they let him work that way. And then after the match is over, he puts the neck brace on, which is fine. A very good match. Kind of a showcase match, I think, for Commander, with a Strong kind of bringing out a really good match in him. I thought this was very good. This really exceeded my expectations. I liked it a lot.
GM Joe, your thoughts, my friend, on match number 4?
Yeah, this is another good match. Like, just like what Mr. Isaac said, I'm glad it feels like Roderick Strong is slowly morphing back to his heyday ROH days. And I'm here for it because I loved him back then. Like, and kind of like another thing, I sort of want them to slowly go to make this neck brace, treat it like Undertaker's urn, like it's all of his powers, that people threaten to rip it. Just, just a little something just for some character as well. I think it would be interesting and fun.
Yeah. So we go to our main event of the evening. Holy crap, it's Jon Moxley, it's Jay White. You know what? We're going to buck a trend. That's what we're going to do. Canada Dry, you go first. Your thoughts on the Moxley Jay White main event?
This was a great match. I love the attack on Moxley's leg.
Yeah.
My favorite part of this whole match was Jay White with the chair, The referee's like, no, you're going to get a squat. He throws it in the ring and then attacks Moxley's leg with the other chair. I thought that was Eddie Guerrero of him. I thought it was great. And yeah, I found this whole match was really entertaining.
Yeah.
I'm a little tired, so I didn't really get the full nuances. Sometimes when you're tired, it kind of sucks the fun out of it for a little bit. But I was entertained by this, and I think that, and also I was like, I told you so.
Yeah, exactly. F and Expert, your thoughts on the main event match of the evening?
God, Jay White is absolutely amazing. And I know I've said this the past couple of shows, but whoever replaced John Moxley with like a Moxley that actually wants to work hard and put on good matches, I hope he sticks around.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this was another damn good match.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly, I mean, we'll get to it in a few minutes, but there wasn't a single stinker on this card, I didn't think. But this match in particular, very good.
I can't wait to see what your rating is, Mr. Expert.
I don't think this was match of the night, but I thought it was very good. I like the leg sell from Moxley. I like the shenanigans from Jay White. I really thought they were going with Moxley winning this because I didn't know they were going to do the three-way thing, but you know, it makes sense. They're ripping us off by doing a three-way on a Saturday night because that's our gimmick. Damn it.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be on Wednesday night.
Wednesday, is that what it is? Okay, well, it's gimmick infringement. We're the triple threat here, okay? But really good match. I liked it a lot.
All right, GM Joe, your thoughts on the main event, my friend?
Liked the match, hated the ending. I hate the outcome.
Yeah,
I absolutely hate that in the inaugural year that you're running this event that's supposed to be prestigious, like the G1 Climax. Your big thing is, let's have a three-way to determine the winner of the block. I find it to be absolutely stupid. Because I equate it to like when baseball was like, let's have the one game playoff. No, baseball is a game of series. The Continental Classic is a series of one-on-one matches, not triple threat matches. You're totally bucking the whole aesthetic of this competition.
Yeah.
So now they establish if there's a tie at the end, there'll be a three-way.
I think that's stupid because you know what? You could plausibly have a four-way next week too with the other league because there's
us tonight afterwards.
I don't like it. I think for the first year that you're running this, if you're trying to get me to say I want to see this again, this is the worst thing you could have done was a triple threat match. Because personally, I think Swerve should win, and I think Swerve going clean over Moxley is the story that they should have told, especially after last week. Have Swerve learn from losing to Moxley last week.
There might not be a Mox in this match.
It's kayfabe. I don't think.
I know, but he might be injured.
Yeah.
If they do that, Swerve.
If they do that, then that completely negates then don't do a tournament then.
Yeah.
Because that's
if Mox can't wrestle, then it fixes the problem.
If the kayfabe story is he hurt his knee, but he's had a knee injury this whole time. Like he's literally been selling this knee since the first match, and now that you expect me as a fan to believe that John Moxley, the guy who loves to fight, who loves to put this company on his back, isn't going to go to the finals of this tournament? Nah.
I mean, did John Moxley not wrestle a part of a match with a fork in his head? You're telling me that a knee injury all of a sudden is going to sideline the guy? All I got to say is this. I loved the match. I hated the ending. I agree with GM Joe. But I knew the second they showed the scenarios at the very beginning of the show, I said, holy crap, Mox is going to lose. And they're going to bring in Jay White, and we're going to have a three-way. I'm a purist. I love the G1 Climax. I think G1 is one of the best wrestling tournaments in the world. And there is no tie-breaking bullshit.
Okay.
There just isn't. Yeah. And there shouldn't be for this either. And really, honestly, they should have just said, hey, it's Mox versus Swerve part 2. Swerve goes over because Mox doesn't need the rub, but Swerve needs it. and let him go over and let him wrestle whoever comes out of the blue.
I think Tony Khan was so worried about protecting Jay White. He's so worried about protecting Mox.
I mean,
Well,
I wonder how much of
Mox
this
doesn't need it. Mox is Teflon. He's untouchable. But can you bring up Noob's last comment, please? Because good lord, the triple threat is going to be 20 times worse than the women's. Like, look, just say you don't like AEW, Noob. It's okay. Because if you seriously think that Jay White, Swerve, and Mox is going to be worse than Charlotte,
it's freaking Swerve, Jay White, and Mox. Like,
it's going to be worse than Becky, Flair, and Ronda, you're out of your mind.
Yeah,
you're crazy.
Let's just put this
crazy.
Noob, there's this new thing called crack light. It's half the calories of regular crack, but the same great taste and the same great flavor. I'm just saying.
Is it the same price?
No, it's a little bit cheaper.
You still get it from on the corner?
No, I get a special delivery from a guy on a bus.
Nice.
Who also does LASIK eye surgery and will do tattoo removal for $49.99. But
at the same time?
At the same time.
No.
While he's driving. Listen, the main event was decent. I think I'm wondering how much of this was because Jay White bitched and complained about how he's being booked that this was brought into it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Because here's the thing. I work in movies and I work in film and television. And for those who think that it's not a business, it is. It's very much a business, which means there are politics like people being promised roles that they should not have got or did not deserve at all 100%. And that's just the way it is. It's all about politics. And as much as Tony Khan says he's in charge, yeah, the guys who are letting you air your stuff on television are probably the ones who are calling a majority of the shots on what happens. And I guarantee you it went up the ladder and Jay White somehow was like, hey, I don't like how I'm being booked. And now TBS, TNT, Warner Brothers, Discovery, NBC, Universal, Skynet, whatever, has responded with, well, let's put them in a three-way. So,
well, you know what? Well, then tell WB if that's the truth. Tell them to fix their production issues. I'm tired of seeing black screens in the middle of my shows.
Yeah, that was like 3 times.
Oh, I thought it was me.
I thought it too. Yeah,
I thought DirecTV was going spaz.
Well, the reason why I knew that wasn't the case is that the AEW watermark logo was still in the bottom corner.
Yes, yeah.
Of course, which brings us to our bells and whistles. But first, we have to promote this wonderful thing called the Kill City Cup.
Oh, Kill City Cup. Oh my God, here we go.
Welcome to the Kill City Cup.
Listen, kids, do you like violence? Do you like blood and gore? Do you like professional wrestling? Do you like candy? There's no candy.
In my van!
Come in my van, my murder van. Listen, Kill City Cop, we have a YouTube link down below. It'll send you right to it. Luke is probably one of the most creative people I've ever met in my entire life.
And a hell of a nice guy.
Huh?
And a hell of a nice guy.
Oh, he's a great guy. I mean, get to know him, follow him on YouTube, Facebook, whatever. That guy knows how to. That guy is entertaining as hell. So let's get to our bells and whistles. Let's go.
Hold on, real quick.
Yeah,
JB, when you said, "Hi, kids, do you like violence?" You know, what's the next thing that popped in my head?
What's that?
You want to see me stick 9-inch nails through each one of my eyelids?
That's our Sunday school teacher, ladies and
Good old
gentlemen.
role model by Eminem.
I love Eminem. You like violence, kids? Let's go to our bells and whistles. Number of bells, your favorite segment, and your favorite match. Canada Dry, you go first.
My favorite match is Swerve Strickland versus Roosh.
Yeah.
I love the flow of this one, and Swerve. He's gonna edge out everyone when he's on the card. Anyways, my favorite segment of the night. I'm gonna go with Chris Jericho and his little ditty to Kenny Omega. I thought that was really good. He did the whole Kenny Omega speech at the end. I loved it.
All right. Number of bells.
I'm going to give this show 4.337.
Wow. Jeez. Someone wants to make GM Joe's brain hurt. Let's go to the F&X.
He can handle it. He can handle it.
Yeah. So for me, match of the night is also going to be Swerve versus Roosh.
Yeah.
That just to me, it just stood out. It was the best. Segment of the night, I'm going to go with the Swerve backstage face off with MJF. I thought that was really cool. And my overall bell rating for this, I'm going to go with 4.25 bells.
Wow.
This was a solid card. There was nothing on this that I didn't like.
Now, was this your highest rating for a Dynamite yet?
No, that was the highest.
I've given a 4.5, but I think it was one of the early collisions. So yeah, I think this is probably the highest Dynamite rating I've given.
Yeah, you passed me with my 4.337.
No, you didn't.
4.25.
You're still the highest.
Okay.
It's too late to do math in Canada. All right.
Oh, as bad a speller I am, I'm even worse mathematician. So.
Oh, man. GM Joe.
All right, so my match of the night is Swerve and Roosh. My promo of the night, just like Mr. Isaacs, is MJF and Swerve. But a special shout out to Orange Cassidy and Rocky Romero. I love that little side little.
I hated it.
I loved it.
It was lame.
But
lame.
That's why it's so good, because that is not what Rocky was like. I didn't say that. Like, it's literally, that's what makes it so great. Was he wasn't challenging for a title. He just it's just Orange Cassidy being Orange Cassidy. And I'm not as high on this episode as you guys. Like, I'm going 3.75.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's the JFB's turn. I decided I'm going to let my dog Squirrel.
Yes.
He's going to go ahead and do the prediction. He's going to go ahead and do this. Because he helped me with my predictions. So how many stars? What's your favorite match? Was it Swerve? Huh? Yeah. He says it's Swerve.
Oh,
Swerve.
yeah.
He does the Swerve dance. He also said his favorite segment was Swerve and MJF.
And, you where you're talking to the puppet thing.
Hey, well, thank you for reminding me. I appreciate it. How many bells? Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? How many? 4.5? 4.5, Squirrel says. Squirrel said 4.5. He really liked the show. He thought it was entertaining as heck. He doesn't like Tony Storm either. He kept growling at the TV because the TV went black and white. TV. So what's our cumulative score?
Our cumulative is 4.20925.
Oh, good Lord. All those numbers. I feel like we're working for NASA. Yeah. Anyways, hey, you want to support us, kids? You want to go ahead and put a little coin in our pocket so we can get amazing guests, pay for server fees, all that other rigmarole that it takes to run a podcast. Well, I'll tell you what. You can do tiers on YouTube, 5, 10, 15, 20. Thank you, Squirrel, for giving me the bites. I love you too. You can go ahead and leave a comment and give us $1 or $2. That's great. You can just go ahead and write us a check. Go to bigshinymatrix@hotmail.com. Just give us a ton of your grandma's cash that she left you in her will.
We love grandma money. We love
grandma money. Yeah, we do. Send that money to us, and we will shout you out on a future show. We might even have you as a guest. That's how much we love getting money. Now, if you want to show the world how much you love us, because you can give the gifts anonymously, you can get all kinds of shirts. Yes, I know. You're getting so excited because it's
shirt time. He loves shirts.
He loves shirts. So anyways, you can go to prowrestlingtees.com/Heaven Wrestling, where you can get yourself the one that Canada Dry is wearing. You can get the one that Natalia Markova is wearing. You can get the one that I am going to order next week called Sharpshooter Action. Holy cow.
I've got that one.
All you got to do is just go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Effort Wrestling. Now, if you like old school wrestling, which this
And I
dog,
know you do.
I know you do, but this dog does not like old school wrestling. He does not at all. I
Yeah.
just go him and he just snoozes. Anyways, if you like old school wrestling, and you know that you do, you can go ahead and go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Adrian Adonis, where you can get all of your adorable Adrian Adonis gear. Whew, man, that's a breath load right there. On behalf of Canada Dry, the effing expert, GM Joe, and my dog Squirrel who's trying to eat my thumb, I am the JFB.
Sometimes in life, you might not get all the Christmas presents you want. You might not get no Christmas presents. You might get a lump of coal in your stocking. You might get a cat instead of a dog. You might get a dog instead of a cat. But the important thing is that when you wake up in the morning, you kind of just you have a choice to make every day. You can look on the bright side and really fight for your joy and your happiness, and or you can choose being down and depressed. And it's easy. It's easy to go that way. It's easy to choose that way. You can choose just like Shawshank Redemption. You can get busy living, or you can get busy dying. And I say you get busy living and dust yourself off and just keep fighting.
Hit it.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effing wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at ProWrestlingTees.com/effing wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, effingwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.